Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has briefed the diplomatic corps of the World Public Relations Forum holding in November this year in Abuja. Speaker after speaker at the event harped on the need to unite to curb misinformation through responsible communication. The Secretary-General of the African Public Relations Association, Dr. Omonia Ibietan, said Africa would also pursue an African Declaration on the professionalization of public relations, with emphasis on self-regulation and media literacy.
The aptitude, the capacity of the human person to use communication to cognitive revolution. From that very moment, communication has played such a key role in organizing the society. So I'm not here to lecture you afresh. I'm here to just appreciate the fact that because you are diplomats, and because for us in Nigeria we take what is going to take place in November as a cultural ambassadorial event, we feel that it's important to also connect with those whose duty, whose life have been around being diplomats, being ambassadors. So what we are going to see in a week-long activity, as the chairman of the planning committee has said, and the president of Nipr, is that for that moment, Nigeria is going to be the hub for the redefinition of the kind of communication that we should be having in another decade. And that's what Dr. Neliaku made reference to when he said there's going to be a declaration that will take the form of what happened in Mexico in 1978. But besides that, what's going to happen from the beginning of the program to the end has complete imprimatur as well as approval of APRA. APRA supported NIPR to bid to host the Wprf as well as the 37th conference of APRA, which of course will take place concurrently. On Wednesday the 18th, besides the ministers' conference, there are other programs that you'll find from Monday all through the week. But that particular day too, there's going to be an African Declaration. The document is practically ready. African Declaration on public relations, the professionalization of public relations. We have never had such a document before. That will also be signed and launched that particular day. And why is that important? What we are going to have is that we will be redefining in a way that makes meaning, alongside the thematic focus of the conference, which is responsible communication, the voice of the world. We will have some other sub-themes. In fact, what you are going to find in some of the presentations of APRA is a focus on responsible communication broken down into self-regulation, media and information literacy. Because it has become so important that as the world migrated from calling for balance in information flow in the 80s, we are now dealing with overwhelming information. We are dealing with what scholars have called mass self-communication, in which anyone who has access to the internet from any part of the world can post anything. What does that, what's the implication of that? We are saying that when you want to go there, there is a need for you to regulate yourself. There is a need for you to have basic understanding of how to interpret the media diet that you consume every day.
Responding for the diplomatic corps, the Philippine ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Masol Melajor, pledged their support for the forum.
We consider this as a reflection of the strong relations between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the countries that we represent in this country. At the same time, we look at it as a recognition by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the National Institute of Public Relations of the critical role of the members of the diplomatic community in Abuja in not only encouraging participation from our respective countries of representation to this very relevant forum to be hosted by Nigeria, but also the fact that diplomats are practitioners of public relations ourselves. Second, I commend the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations and its partners, namely the Global Alliance and the African Public Relations Associations, for organizing the forum. With the theme, Responsible Communication, the Voice of the World, the forum in 2026 promises to be a very significant gathering of global communications leaders, academics, and policymakers as they take a look at the role that communications plays in promoting social cohesion and inclusion, good governance, and sustainable development. The forum is likewise relevant at this point in time when we are confronted with the problem of misinformation, fake news, if you may, which creates more challenges to a world that is already facing many uncertainties. In addition, the forum will also serve as a platform where participants can take a look at the current pace of innovation and the development of technology that affect public relations.
For us, disability does not appear on our faces, and it has to do with how we're able to communicate, and for different persons with disability, there are various things and how you can communicate and relate with them. So for a deaf person like myself, it has to do with persons with disabilities around the world who are also going to be part of this. I want to appreciate you for making that inclusive, also for inviting me.